The son playfully slapped his father's bald head, but the result was terrifying. The father chopped him up like a giant crab, boiled the pieces, and served him as soup in front of the entire family. The reason was simple. There were too many children in the house, still 7 or 8 alive. Whenever food became scarce, the father would randomly pick one child, kill them, and feed the rest with their flesh. But the eldest son was the luckiest of all. He not only grew up unharmed, but even made it to college. He had a beautiful girlfriend too. Their relationship had grown strong, and they were even planning to get engaged. That's why the girl decided she should meet his parents. But the moment they entered the colony, the girl sensed something strange. Garbage heaps everywhere, foul stench in the air. The neighbors' faces looked blank, their eyes carrying a chilling fear. Still, gathering courage, the girl stepped inside his house. The stench inside almost knocked her down. The kitchen looked filthy, as if the sink hadn't been cleaned in ages. Yet, being the would-be daughter-in-law, she smiled and offered the gifts she had brought to the boy's mother. But suddenly, all the children pounced on the gifts, snatching and devouring them like they hadn't eaten in days. The situation got so bad that the mother kicked the girl in anger. Terrified, the poor girl quickly apologized and said, "Next time, I'll bring more." The mother then held her hand and said that it was enough, that she had feelings in her heart. She asked her to sit down and offered a glass of water. But when the girl saw ashes and hair floating in the glass, her face turned pale. Her boyfriend, however, drank it without hesitation. Moments later, the father returned home with a sack full of fresh raw meat. He looked at the girl strangely and said he would cook something special for her. He went out again, and within a short while came back with even more fresh meat. The girl peeped into the sack, and her heart skipped a beat. She thought to herself, 2 people had gone out, so why had only the father returned? During dinner, she quietly asked, "Where's your brother?" The father replied casually, "Oh, he's right here, in this cabbage and meat stew." The ground slipped from under her feet. The whole family was eating the stew with great delight. Her boyfriend, sitting beside her, even urged, "Hurry up and eat, or the meat will be finished." Hearing this, her head began to spin. Nausea surged in her stomach, and she rushed to the bathroom, vomiting. But as soon as she flushed, the water turned red, and an eyeball floated up. The girl screamed in horror. When she opened the door, the entire family stood outside, grinning with monstrous smiles, flashing their big yellow teeth. Even if she wanted to escape, it was already too late. An hour later, the police arrived, and only Sangeeta came out alive. In truth, she had been forced to kill all 10 members of that family in order to survive.